You mentioned right there a live suspect, because we know so many times in these school shootings, in these situations, the suspect is no longer alive. How does that change how this investigation proceeds?
Well, in many ways, it doesn't change it at all, right? You want to have you have to collect all the evidence. You have to gather all the investigative information, even if you have a suspect who killed himself or herself at the scene or was killed at the scene or away from the scene. So there's a lot of the investigative effort is going to go forward anyway. But the difference when you have a live suspect is the possibility that right now we want to get search warrants for the subject's home, for the subject's vehicle if he has one, for internet accounts, for phones, so that we can see what kind of information was out there. And you run everything to ground, including whether or not other people were involved in it. And I'm not implying even vaguely that there were, but your job as an investigator is to eliminate other potential co-conspirators and other potential plots. And one of the things that law enforcement will have to be concerned about, for instance, as an example, is if this subject shows up on the scene in a vehicle, was that vehicle booby-trapped? Were there explosives or other weapons in the suspect's car? We saw that at Columbine High School. There was an intent to blow up vehicles at Columbine High School. We saw that in Butler, Pennsylvania, with the subject who shot at the president, former president of the United States.
And again, as a mass shooting expert, which you are, what is generally the mindset of an individual who does this? Are there commonalities?
There are a lot of commonalities. I think it's a good opportunity, thanks for asking that, to say there isn't a profile of this type of a shooter, but there are a lot of behaviors in common that they exhibit. Right now in the United States, these types of shooters, the only demographic profile that we can really cling to is that almost all of them are male. But with regard to any other demographic, there isn't one. They come from all ages, 8 to 88, and all communities, poor, wealthy, rural, urban, suburban. So none of those demographics fit. But what we do know is that they all exhibit, our FBI research shows that they have all exhibited behaviors of concern, 4 to 5 behaviors of concern. The FBI research showed those behaviors is conduct that other people would see. So they may be under stress. Like I might be stressed because I have financial problems. I won't tell anybody that. But behaviors are things that other people can see. And those behaviors might be things like you stop taking your medication, your grades start to drop, you're stressed and talking you're saying things that talk very fatalistically. You don't want to, you change your appearance. You stop spending time with any of your friends or your family. There are a lot of signs. We need to look for those signs and then try to intercede and do an assessment of those. And
thanks for watching. Go to joinnn.com to find NewsNation on your screen. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.